Morning, ladies and gents. So today I'm just gonna kind of take it easy, not doing a whole lot. The weather's real nasty outside, so I can't go get like some glamour shots of the wagon, go take it for pulls or anything like that. But I am putting the Blox coilovers on the EK on the front, so I figured I'd at least show you guys something like that today. Yeah, so let's get to it. Got the tire off, figured I'd show you guys the beginning of that. So, ooh, got some rubbing going on. Anyways, when you guys are doing coilover installs, if you've never done them, I don't really do too much. I mean, you can see she's got the eBay coils almost all the way down right now. I raised them up that probably, I think that's an inch. But I typically pull that 14, see if I can get there, pull that 17 bolt, pull it out this side, and then the 2 bolts that are up here at the top, and drop it out that way. Pretty easy. I don't really take nothing else off. I see that she's got a bad leak, so it looks like it's time for a new rack. If you guys want to see a new video on doing that, let me know. It's kind of a pain in the you know what, but we'll get it done. But yeah, let's get to it, get these coils out and some good ones on. So like I was saying, when you're doing this, to pull that 14 out, you can see I got that out, I got that bottom out. Sorry for the crappy lighting. Stick my light in here. There we go. See, just move that down, pull that off. So got that suspension fork out. You can see now that thing wants to expand. You can see how far it is from the top. So we'll get the 2 bolts for the shock that are up here on the shock tower, drop that out, and put the blocks in. Blown garbage is out. All nice and clear in there for the new coil. Like I was saying, the two bolts on the shock tower right there. You just pull those out and it literally dropped on the floor. It doesn't always happen that easy, but usually, kind of show you on this side what I'm talking about. It'll be this one here and this one here. If you've never done it, don't take this off or you're gonna have one hell of a time. That is for the strut rod here. So if you take that off, this top hat will come off with the bush and all that stuff. Yeah, so don't touch that if you don't need to. If you're putting coilovers on, like these sleeves, that's when you got to take this top hat off and all that. These weren't too bad. It was really bouncy with these, but my wife had them, as you can see, an inch from the top. So with the car weight on there, there was like maybe probably an inch of travel, and these things are just, I mean, you could hear the fluid. Hopefully you guys can hear it, but it was super bad. I mean, you can, every time you'd get in the car, you could just feel it do 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 do. I mean, it was crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna grab the Blox coilover, shove it in there. Apparently I left the fork from the EG on there, but you can see here, Street Series coilover Blox. We actually, what's funny is, I got these from a junkyard. They were on the front of a EG hatch, 92, 95 hatch. And most of the coilovers for a Civic from 88 to 2000 are the same. And then you can see here, these are kind of universal. I mean, the little, where the 14 goes through for the shift fork here, there's a bolt, that 14 I showed you guys earlier. Just, it holds on right here and then clamps. So they're pretty universal. These have upgraded springs for drag racing off of their drag series. So they're a little stiffer, but they ride pretty good. On the EG, I mean, it felt stock. And that's what I always liked, is being a little lower and it feeling stock. So let's get these installed. Got the Blox coilovers on the front. She's sitting a little high. I know my wife will yell at me for that, so I'm gonna drop it down. I just really don't want to blow the coils out, so I might just lift up the rear for now. See if I can get away with that, but we will see. I mean, you can kind of see to relation. The back is, I mean, there's probably, let's see, 2 fingers to the top of the tire. And on the back here, I mean, 1 if I bend my finger. So I'm definitely gonna have to drop the front down. Yeah, you guys see that little boo-boo on a hit and run, huh? We'll get that cleaned up soon enough. My wife likes to do all her own work. She's probably gonna yell at me for even putting the front coilovers on without her doing them or at all. But so let's drop it down. Doing this the cheating way, jacked it up. Actually, this might even be the right way to do it. I'm not entirely sure. So mine are 1-piece and they don't adjust from the shock tower like on a 240 Lexus, anything like that. Like my LS400, you would spin this piece to get lower, and then this piece was preload. On a Civic, I've come to find out that it's all basically in the spring and everything, so you have to first adjust this to get your ride height where you want it by going down is low, by going up is high. On the EG, I had them pretty far up. I mean, that's probably 3-4 inches up, and there's barely any more thread to go up. You can kind of see. I mean, there's probably another 3 inches you can go up, but what's the point of coilovers if you just want them to lift it, you know? Unless it's a Subaru, I guess. So, sorry for this crappy lighting. So I'm going to adjust this down. I have a tape measure here. I am measuring from here to here, matching on both sides the best I can, and then measuring from here to here and making sure it's pretty close. I don't think, you know, millimeters are really going to do anything, so we're just gonna keep doing that way until I get the ride height where I want it, where I know my wife will be happy. Also, if you buy new coilovers, you will wind up with spanner wrenches. That's not a spanner wrench. So with the eBay coilovers, we got this real cheap aluminum, real thin, crappy, I mean, you can seriously bend it with your hands. It's a piece of crap. I've broken plenty of them, or this little tip here has broken off when it's in the collar. This one here I got with my Lexus is a Tian, and this thing, I mean, it's beefy. I've had it, you know, since then. It's even got a slot in case they're locked up that you could put a 1/2-inch breaker bar, ratchet, whatever, and just do work with it. I mean, that thing has saved me since then many a times. I recommend, if you are going to buy cheap eBay crap, you get, you know, this cheap crap here. Obviously, you're not going to get a good one. I would go to an auto parts store. I would go to an auto parts store and try and find, they have them like at O'Reilly's. Turn this wheel straight. They have them at O'Reilly's, and you can get them, I think I got mine before I got the TNs. I can't find it for some reason, like I said. But they have a double-sided one that would basically be, because mine are two different sizes, it basically looks like that, but it's conjoined here. And it's got, because this one's a little smaller than this one, so they have it like that, and you have two sides, and it's actually pretty thick. It works pretty well. I like it. I think it works pretty good. But like I said, when I got my TN one, or tie-in, however you guys want to pronounce it, it turned out pretty well. So I used that. So let's see where this thing sits. It is still jacked up. Let's see where it sits after I dropped it about an inch, inch and a half. That's a little better. We'll see if we can get away with that. It's still a little taller than the front, but to me that'll be all right. The roads here aren't too bad, so you probably could get away with, dropping it lower, but I'd say it's probably about 3 inches off the ground right now. I think it's a good height. Like I said, we'll see what the wife says. If she wants it to go lower, we'll go lower. But yeah, thanks guys for coming with me on the Blox coilover install. They've been a really good coilover for me. I wish I had all four, but that car at the junkyard did not. So we are gonna leave that for today. See if we can find something else to get into. I don't really have much. Wagon is running perfect. Besides, I need to get my exhaust welded. I might show you guys me wire wheeling these wheels that we got for the EK. Previous person, he kind of did some stuff, but it really looks like he just took a took a flap disc and just went to town. There's I don't know if you could see it. Yeah, there's like some deep grooves in here. Nothing in the metal, just a little bit, like you can hear it with my finger. But this powder coat he just tore up. Anyways, thanks guys. Appreciate you guys checking the videos out. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and we'll keep doing cool stuff.